Majescity Real Estate and Investment is indisputably one of the fastest growing and most amazing enterprise in Nigeria and by extension in Africa. One mind-blowing fact about the Majescity family is her passion and affinity for young people. With the persistent leadership failure in the country, the estate group saw the need to deflect attention of young people from destructive and shallow enterprises to sustainable investments. This was the ground for the Sustainable Real Estate Conference, a public lecture organized by Majescity Group to drive home the message of sustainability. Held in Awka, Anambra State, Nigeria on 29th March 2025, the event saw a huge attraction and concentration of young people who were eager to carve out a niche for themselves. All right, hello, you're watching Diaspora Digital Media. My name is Tochukwu Raphael. We are right here at the Stanel Petrochemicals Company. Today is a great day. If the camera moves around, you will see a lot of young people right here. We are having a great lecture, a conference known as Sustainable Real Estate Conference. Now, the purpose of this conference is to tell young people, to impart knowledge to them, knowledge, not just knowledge about abstract things like we learn in the formal school, but we are here to grab and imbibe knowledge that will help us to be practical, to create a niche for ourselves in life, especially now that the government is not doing anything. Government is not almost, handicapped in terms of how to create riches for Nigerians. So we are here to experience real skills. So we are going to be listening to different speakers speak on different matters, but all surrounding the real estate business. So join us. You are going to love this show. I'll be right back. The event commenced with a vibrant red carpet segment, with guests were warmly welcomed. Following this, Regina showcased her remarkable talent in wordsmithing, captivating the audience with her exceptional performance. The atmosphere was further enriched with an opening address delivered by Okechukwu Okonkwo.
Balancing the scales for a bitter word. Balancing the scales for a bitter word. Championing sustainability in all we do, just as how we gathered here for the planet Earth, for me and for you, finding the balance between progress, fortress, and here, for a future that is bright, a future that will share and share in good health. People, planet.
A video presentation celebrating Majesty's one-year milestone was then unveiled, offering a visual journey through the organization's achievements. Keynote lecture titled Building for Tomorrow, the Role of Real Estate in Sustainable Human Development was given by Mr. Kelechi Deka, a distinguished intellectual with experience across national and international institutions.
I can work back and forth on it. I can give you the link so that you go and check. How did they do it? Starting from nothing into something. These were men that were thinking. And at that time, this man was 39 years old. My daughter was 39 years. So when you think that, people have done this before, people you can copy, they have built so huge dreams that people say, how are you going to achieve this? But they were able to achieve it because they were steadfast in what they were doing. That man was 39 years old. And do you know that after the Civil War, when they went to prison and everything, that man still went to the university in Scotland to be able to complete his medical certification. I mean, compare the people who are ruling you now and the people who ruled you before. And these are the things they let down. And after him, some people started in the same manner. When he came now, everybody is talking about power. When you are going to as governor of Igbo State, nobody has heard that the state government will build a power station. It has never been done before. But you have to build a power station. The fact that old Imo State has an advantage in coverage of electricity more than every other state, that they were able to get up to 90% in the 80s before every other person, was because there was Amara employing people, pulling people out. And what happened then was that if you graduate from, say, University of Nigeria, you're not carrying your CV to run to Lagos or Port Harcourt for jobs. There were industries all over the region that would absorb you. And as a nation or a society starts dying, when its best brain starts leaving that society and starts going seeking for greener pastures elsewhere, with your best friend, your young people in their youth are running away from your land, something terrible happened to that land. That land will not be able to give its best for its growth. And people will return when they are 70 years. They return after 70 years to die. Does it make sense? Does it contribute anything? But if you don't create a livable environment that will be able to take from the best their mental and intellectual and entrepreneurial capacity so that they'll be able to build and invest in that region will not be able to keep its own. You see, there is something about talent. You cannot put talent into a box and lock it. Talent must escape. Look for where it is most valued. That's the way it is. That America is seen as the greatest country in the world is because America created a system that attracts talent from all over the world. When you look at the 500 companies all over the world, and you know that America has control about 70% of Fortune 500 companies, you ask yourself, how come that some of these companies, their CEOs are either Indian, China, Asian, and all these countries? America created an environment that made them welcome, and they came up with the idea they called American Dream, so that everybody that has talent will start going there to be able to unleash that talent. So if you don't create an opportunity where talent will be able to unleash itself, you are not in any way going to reap from the other fact that talent is able to deliver. And that's why it's very important for the South, both as our leaders and also as we that are followers, to always state election has consequences, whether you agree or not. Election has consequences. You know, there was a time in the animal kingdom. There was a problem in the animal kingdom, and they were all going to solve it at the village here. They see the farm and say, we are going to the village here to solve this problem. The farm said that it's very easy. He wants to go somewhere. That whatever they agree here, that she is part of it. So when they went there, they did not agreement. The oracle said that they will sacrifice one animal to be able to appease the boss.
Testimonials from Majesty's dedicated realtors, Prince Ejike Agbata and Darlington Ubuago, highlighted the benefits and rewards of being part of the organization. The event also featured two thought-provoking panel discussions. The first, moderated by Nzube Chinedum, explored the theme of sustainable real estate and its integration with other industries, with insights from Honorable Patrick Uburu, Mercy Okeke, and Dr. Nemeka Ubiareri. The second discussion, led by Abigail Onuchukwu, focused on trends within the real estate sector, encompassing land, banking, and marketing, and included contributions from Jeff Anozie, Arnold Iwoba, and Barrister Raymond Dijoma. Adding to the excitement, Majescity officially launched its agro real estate projects. The Master of Ceremonies, Steven Norbert, orchestrated this segment, which included the unveiling of a banner design and a brief video showcasing partnerships within the agro real estate space. The occasion concluded on a celebratory note with the recognition and award presentation to esteemed realtors from the Majesty Group. The joy that pervaded young participants was reinforced when the Master of Ceremony announced a scholarship scheme for them. The participants leapt to their feet, scurrying off to register their names for the scholarship. However, the scholarship was not just going to accommodate the whole population of young ones. There had to be shuffling and random picking of names in order to be a fun. 10 participants, who must be students, were slated to win the scholarship, and other winners were to receive a 300 square mile plot of land each. The air inside the grand hall of the Sustainable Real Estate Conference resounded with anticipation. Hundreds of eager eyes watched as the announcement was made. Young, hopeful minds had been chosen to receive life-changing scholarship from Majescity Real Estate and Investment. Then, in an explosion of joy, the winners sprang from their seats, one after another, propelled not just by excitement, but by sheer weight of possibility. Cheers erupted like fireworks, filling every corner of the room. Some students clutched their faces in disbelief. Others turned to their friends, shaking them as if to confirm that this wasn't a dream. The moment was electric. With unrestrained enthusiasm, they raced toward the stage, their feet barely touching the ground. It was not just a walk, it was a triumphant leap into their futures. On the podium, their joy knew no bounds. Eyes gleamed with unshed tears. Hands trembled as they accepted their certificates. Their breaths uneven with elation. The seasoned speakers who had spent the day enlightening the audience on the profound impact of real estate on human development beamed with pride. The young winners were proof that investment was more than property, it was people. As the applause thundered on, the reality of the moment settled in. These students, once unsure of their paths, now stood on solid ground, anchored by opportunity. Their futures had been rewritten in an instant. And in that moment, in that room, bursting with hope, everyone knew that this was not just an award ceremony. It was the beginning of something greater, a moment, a movement, a promise, and a revolution. When the diaspora digital media interacted with the winners of the scholarship, they expressed palpable joy about the scheme. Obieze Charles Ebubechukwu, a 100-level student of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, said he had not expected to be among the winners as many persons had written their names. He believed that his victory was an act of providence.
Honestly, I was not, because there were too many people that wrote as I did. So I thank God that I received such award like this.
So how do you feel now that you have received that, and what benefit will it be to you?
I feel very happy, because all of my life I trusted God. So I believe that this is a handwork of God, and I believe that it will help me with some of my fees in school.
Rafael Chidima, the first student to be called, said she was shocked and surprised when she heard her name.
I feel like when I was first called, I was very surprised. Like when they called Chidima, I'm like, who is Chidima? And the fact that I was like the first person that they called, I was very shocked, and I'm still very shocked, like very, very shocked. I was not even expecting it at all anyway.
So you felt it, do you feel it is a thing of providence, or by chance you got this beneficiary?
I don't even know. I don't know. I think it's just grace, though. I think it's just God's grace. I'm really happy that I actually got it.
Very great Princess Obiebu said she felt very happy to have received the scholarship. Advising young people, Miss Princess said that only adherence to God's will could make them progress in life.
Not at all.
So how do you feel?
I feel very happy that I got the scholarship. So,
what can you tell young Nigerians out there who are still pessimistic about life?
what I would tell young students out there who are pessimistic about life is, once they have God on their side and once they walk according to the will of God concerning their lives, they will surely make it and have a prosperous life.
Solomon Chisom noted that he was so amazed and filled with joy because it was his first time to have experienced this. He then added that the scholarship would have a far-reaching impact on his education and would ease his parents' financial burdens.
Actually, when I heard my name, I was so amazed. I was filled with joy for me to win scholarship, at least for the first time. It was so amazing. I feel wonderful. I feel joyful. I don't know how to explain.
You're overjoyed. Now tell me one more last question. What do you think that scholarship will do for you as a person and then for your family?
Actually, for my second year now, I just thank God that at least this scholarship will go a long way for my school fees. To go a long way. So for my family, I thank God that I can say I'll be able to assist them in some ways with the scholarship.
Mazi Joachim Kosi, one of the beneficiaries of landed property, said that he was less surprised to have won the plot of land because he had prayed to God to be among the winners of either land or scholarship.
I would say something like yes, and I say something like no, because before I come here, like I prayed hard. I said, Lord, like have mercy on me. Like I'm going to have this one plot of land. It's either one plot of land or scholarship. So I pray for it.
What are you going to do with the land?
Yeah, I'm a real estate. I'm a realtor. So I will leave it. I will leave the land to appreciate. Then when the land appreciates, maybe I will develop it or I will sell it.
Now, during the conference, Okechukwu Okonkwo, the CEO of Majescity Group, highlighted the core objective of the program as fostering sustainable values and knowledge among young people. He explained that Majescity's unique proposition lies in bridging the gap between property acquisition and development, ensuring that property is purchased and actively cultivated. Okonkwo further emphasized that attendees would benefit from opportunities in networking, business connections, relationships, and accessibility.
Okay, my name is Okuchukwu Okonkwo, and I'm the CEO of Majescity Real Estate and Investment Limited. That's brief.
Right, sir. What is the essence of today's event?
Okay, like you said, the word Sustainable Real Estate Conference. So we are doing about sustainability. We are looking into a lot of sectors. You get to understand that we also cover the SDG goals, right? What we're doing here today. So we're talking about agriculture, we're talking about technology, we're talking about real estate, we're talking about a lot of things that has to surround this. You know, all these things happens on land, which is real estate assets. So we are creating that awareness for people to understand there is a lot we can easily get from sustainability, you understand? So
there are people who don't understand the meaning of real estate. Could you, in layman's understanding, tell us about real estate and all that?
Real estate is the word real, is a real asset, something you can feel, you can hold. We are on real estate right here. This is a real estate. It's a hall. So this is an asset. It is something that can easily pass on to generation. Do you understand? So it is real. Simply, real estate, real assets.
Does the asset involve land? Is it only land, or what does it cover?
When you talk about asset, can be anything. Land properties, it can be, you can also call gold is its asset. Anything which actually is going to give you back money. You know, the essence of something when you invest is about for you to get in return. That's where you're going to have people tell you that they bought a property of 2 million naira and in the next 5 years they're selling for 15 million naira to 20 million naira. That is an asset. So it's coming back. So you did an investment to get a potential return.
I believe there are other real estate companies. So what makes Majescity Real Estate unique?
Our unique selling point is one of the key things we needed to do. When we started as a company, we started a project, we started an agro real estate project. We found that there was a problem, there's been a gap between people getting properties and not being developed, right? And you're also going to agree with me that the properties you can only buy on the developed areas, right? Which definitely you need it to grow up, you understand, and so now we decided to do something whereby people get to buy a property, right? And when they buy that property, it's going to be cultivated on. So while the property is appreciating, you're also getting back what you planted there in return, you understand? So that's the concept. So we started that and we keep going. So at the point, we're also going to be launching our housing project, we're also going to be doing soon enough, right? And every other project we're also going to be working on. So we are unique. Remember, this is what we've just done in the space of 1 year.
Thank you very much. I can see a host of young people here. So what do they stand to achieve in this event?
Connection, networking, business, relationship and access. You know, one of the key things we also need to understand as young persons is that we need to always ask for access. Access is very, very important. For the list of speakers here, let me tell you, I spent some fractions just as an honorarium. If we start paying them with their rate, man, it's going to be much on us, right? But because of the access we have to get it, so every young one aspiring to be great in life needs to ask for access. Access is very, very paramount and is very important. So young ones are here for them to meet new people, exchange contacts, and share good ideas. Thank you.
One more question. I understand that the company is celebrating 1 year. 1 year, it is not an easy thing, but what can you say that the company has achieved in this 1 year?
Trust. We've been integrity, our integrity. We've been given a watchword. We started this journey. In the journey, we understand that a lot of things has actually gone wrong. So we needed to correct the impression that has actually happened over time. So whereby people get to buy their properties, it takes over years for it to come in. Okay, I can remember a company that started selling, and they did their allocation, I think sometime this month. It was 4 years since these clients bought their properties. They didn't know if their property is squared or fractured. You know what I'm trying to say? So we gave these people, we told them, entrust this to us. We are going to deliver, and that's exactly what we did. We gave them, you could see the numbers. This is our first event, and I don't know how the second event, but I know we're going to be more than this.
The CEO of this Majescity Real Estate is quite a young man. So what word of advice would you have for young Nigerians, because who may, after undergoing some series of training in school, formal school, comes out, no job. So what can you give them as an advice?
One of the things I feel most of us have, for people that also want to do entrepreneurship, is that we're afraid to start. Yeah, we were afraid to start. When we started up the whole process for us to launch. I gave a date. I prayed over it, worked over the whole things and rest. You know, one of the things is that when you give yourself a target and give yourself a date, it's going to come to pass. No matter how it is. It might not come 100% at the beginning, but just start. We started 3rd of March last year. Look at where we are today. Like minds, industry leaders, dignitaries, government personnel, technocrats are here today listening to what we are doing.
All right. Is the government doing enough to support you people, the private sectors and all that? What do you think?
Yes, His Excellency Professor Chukwuma Soludo has been doing well. Connecting communities are very, very key for us, because one of the biggest challenges we always have in real estate is not connecting communities. Because imagine when you're trying to develop properties and everything, roads to these places are very bad. So like I always say something, when people say, you say that this property is 5 minutes drive from the main road, for instance. Now, the question is the road good? Do you get me, right? Now, if the road is good, there are journeys that are meant to last for 15 minutes, but when the road is not good, it's going to last for 1 hour. Do you get that point, right? So the government is doing the well, and their public-private partnership is actually working. PPP, yes, is working, and it's been a good one for us and the entire every other person. So we say kudos to Mr. Governor, and I believe he's going to continue. He's going to make it a favorable ground for every other person.
Zubeshin Edum, the co-founder of COO, expressed pride in the fact that this conference marked the company's most significant achievement within this first year of operation.
I think you were hearing when we were talking about M.I. Obara. M.I. Obara was 39. I mean, I'm younger, but if I start now, I can get to where he is by 39. That's how I choose to put it.
Now, Majescity Real Estate is celebrating 1 year anniversary. Now, what can you say you have achieved so far?
I think the legacy project is this conference for me, because me personally, if you listen when they were reading my profile, I am personally passionate about sustainability. So this is what I would consider the legacy project of this company. But outside of that, we've been able in 1 year to have like 4 thriving estates, and all of them, I think one of them sold out, and the rest are fast selling out. And outside of that, I am proud to be lead facilitator at Majesty Training Academy, where we've been able to like empower over 2,000 realtors with real training every Saturday, and it's free, absolutely free. Yeah.
Now, what do you think differentiates real estate from other companies or investments? What makes it unique?
Okay, other companies outside of real estate, we will talk about when you talk investment. If it's not real estate, then we're going to be talking about mostly things around finance, right? Finance, money mutuals, crypto, forex, and all of that. There's something I say is a quote, and it's on the wall here. What makes the differentiating factor is that it is real. Real estate is the only real investment. So it's on ground. That's the only real investment that you're investing on, and you're standing on it, right? So it is not it is not digital. It is there. You can feel it. So that is the differentiating factor. So we live in a very, very low trust environment, or low trust society. So which means that we need evidence. So real estate gives you all the evidence.
Now I understand that most participants in this program are young Nigerians, young people. So what do you think they stand to achieve having participated in this program?
Come again.
Young people are the most in this event. So what do they stand to achieve?
Because when we launched, we specifically said that we were building a company in the Southeast for Gen Zs and millennials, right? And to be very honest, that there's a reason why Gen Zs come before millennials, because everybody is talking about what Gen Zs are doing, how audacious they are, and every of these other things. The same thing we do not understand or emulate is that there is a sense of urgency, even as much as some of them talk about these things as if, and they are quite young, but then this sense of urgency, if we are able to harness it early, land investing that is considered an older thing, that sense of urgency make younger people invest in land investment here.
All right, thank you. Now, say a word to Nigerians who are still pessimistic about life.
About life or about real estate?
About life in general.
Okay, I will use my mantra. Everybody knows it. Out of abundance, abundance is taken, yet abundance remains. What it means is that you are just like an ocean of water. People can just keep drawing from you. You can just keep giving out, and you will not run dry. And when this applies in all aspects, mentally, spiritually, everything. You are just limitless.
Emeka Ubiariri focused on the importance of promoting eco-conscious practices in real estate, advocating for the use of indigenous materials like clay and bamboo to reduce environmental harm. He underscored the necessity of adopting climate-friendly approaches to the real estate sector while leveraging Nigeria's locally available resources.
Real estate conference, sustainable estate conference. The word sustainable is something that is long-lasting, something that is not just temporary or ad hoc. Basically, the event is practically trying to show how real estate, impacts on human development, its influence on human development, and how to practice real estate in such a way that is climate-friendly. Friendly to the ecosystem. We've always been talking about the climate accord, our ozone layers are being depleted because of carbon dioxide or fossil fuel related things being released into the atmosphere. So, we know that 40% of this climatic inversion is actually can be traced to real estate, either through construction, through operations, and whatever. So, which is a very huge chunk. 40% of all greenhouse emission comes from real estate and real estate related activities. So, how do we get involved in real estate developments in such ways and manners that adheres to climate-friendly practices that enable us to preserve the ozone layer and then sequesters loads of carbon dioxide. And like you rightly saw in that place, we've discussed various ways, things that we can do. Basically, it is clear to us that 9% of the raw materials used in building in Nigeria are imported, and most of them are not climate friendly. But here in Nigeria, we have indigenous to us materials that are climate friendly. Materials like we can use the clay, which is very indigenous. We have over 4 billion tons of clay deposits in Nigeria, enough to produce 539 billion clay blocks, either fired clay or clays mixed with agri-bind for sustainable sake. We also realize that here we can grow bamboo trees, tea trees, and other materials that are climate friendly. Which, if you look at the bamboo has more tensile strength, 28,000 more tensile strength than any other tree, and even more than steel, and it's climate friendly. We also looked at the real estate practice in Nigeria. You find difficult to see a properly built real estate that has waste centrally collected. You see everybody doing his own soccer way. So we are advocating for real estate projects that allow people to, channel our waste into both human waste and food waste into one chamber that can actually be converted into producing biogases that can use to fire turbine and even organic fertilizer. Sometimes it can even be used to produce maggots, which are alternative protein for animal husbandry of our pets. So a lot of things here, and we are also talked about how we can also, plant trees, convert most of our land areas, even our urban areas, and turn it into climate-friendly places. Like I gave examples of, in some locations within this Enugu, we are doing yams in grow bags, we are doing peppers in grow bags, we are even doing seedless grapes. These are carbon-friendly plants. Beyond the fact that it helps us to sequester carbon dioxide, it also gives us the fruits that we need for natural vitamins for the body. And again, we also talk about particular trees, like apart from the bamboo, we have the tea tree, we have the Moringa oleifera. Interestingly, both the Moringa oleifera and the bamboo sequesters more carbon dioxide than any other trees of the same vegetation. So you can see clearly that it's a very interesting conference, which we believe will be done annually, maybe in other city centers within the Southeast. The short and the summary of it is that we need to engage in real estate practices that are climate friendly and where we can have alternative materials that are indigenous to us. Even gypsum, most of the POP boards are produced with gypsum, and we have huge gypsum deposits from Onkalago to Isukwato to Okigwe. A lot of things are coming out of this meeting, that which we know that when we leave this place, we expect that the over 1,000, 2,000 youths that are here will learn a lot. Like I said, we are engaged in trying to put in place the right practices, how this integrate to the other sector, the agri sector. See, what we are doing is something that can create nothing less than 11,000 youth millionaires. When I mean millionaires, not naira millionaires, dollar millionaires. I'll give you an example. A hectare of the Moringa oleifera, closely spaced, 50,000 to 7,000 trees, will give you on a consistent basis over $1 million. Most people are not aware of this. And it's a kind of thing, even the tea tree, even the bamboo. The bamboo itself is actually a very, very important tree, because the bamboo, beyond the fact that you use the materials to do housing, bamboo helps us to compact the soil and to prevent erosion. So most of the erosion prone areas in Anambra and other parts of the Southeast can actually be combated using massive bamboo plantation development within the Southeast.
Sir, thank you very much. You have given a holistic and comprehensive account of what the real estate business is all about. But I see that most of the people who are here are young people. Why is that so? Are young people the main target of this event? Yes, young people are the main target. And you see, and I'm so excited that we could gather such population of youths from the Southeast for this kind of program. Let me tell you why I'm so excited. Before now, people assume that agro practices are meant for the elderly in the village. Many are not aware before now that there are cash crops, there are trees that are supportive of the real estate sector development that can also serve as source of huge revenue for those that decide to go into it. Like as I talk to you now, the Moringa is not indigenous to Nigeria, it's indigenous to the Indians. Just like the palm tree wasn't indigenous to the Indonesians and the Malaysians. Between 1848 to 1870, the Indonesians and Malaysians, I think one of the missionaries that came into Africa, West Africa, picked the seedlings and took it to Malaysia and Indonesia. As of 1965, instructively, Nigeria was controlling 45% of the global palm oil market. Of course, Michael Obara was the premier then, and he was a very foresighted, visionary man. Fast track today, 2025, between Indonesia and Malaysia, they are controlling 85% of that market, picking seedlings and trees that are indigenous to us. That market is $82 billion size market. The Moringa oleifera market, the TC size, the bamboo
may not be. So what we are trying to do is what we call reverse investment. We are bringing in the seedlings from India, from China, and interestingly, most of the areas where we have cultivated it, the high prolific cultivars, they are doing so well, from Okwa West to Okeja to Mbaku to Oka. This is Oka where we are now. So basically what we want to do, over the next 5 to 10 years, to do 175 million of these trees, between the moringa to the bamboo to the tea tree. Let me tell you, guy, 175 million of these trees will bring $8.5 billion into the side economy consistently over the next 40 to 100 years. And it will create massive thousands of jobs, thousands of youth millionaires. So I'm so excited. The takeaway here is that we are going to document most of the youths that are here and see how we can involve them, for them to see that there is so much wealth from this sector, wealth that are bigger, that you can generate bigger wealth doing the right things that are beneficial to the climate without going into Yahoo and other vices.
Other speakers such as Messi Okeke, Mr. Kaleshi Deka, and Abigail Onochukwu also shared their insights on the importance of the event.
Okay, this is the Sustainability Conference, and today we are driving conversations on sustainability. We're talking about how we can balance people, profit, and the planet in our building development in Nigeria.
All right. Some people talk about real estate, but to the layman in the street, it is Greek to it. Could you download it? Tell us about what can you say about real estate business?
So real estate is simple. It's simply the sales and development of landed properties and buildings, right? It's about providing shelter, workspaces, where people can work, live, work, and thrive. That's it.
Right. I looked around and I see young people, young Nigerians here. So was this meant to target only young people or what?
Okay, so it's basically for everybody. Whether you're young, whether you're a Gen Z, whether you're a millennial or a generation or a boomer, the industry is for everybody. Because whether you like it or not, we're all doing real estate. Whether you're buying a house, or you're renting an apartment, or you're renting a shop where you do your business, or a business space, we're all doing real estate. So there's no, it's for young people, it's for everybody. So yes, the event is actually open to everybody actually. Yeah, just that we have more younger generations, driving interest in the business. That's it.
What do they stand to achieve in this, having attended this program?
Okay, so far we've talked about sustainability practices, how we can make our environment safer for the people who live in our development projects. But for realtors as well, we also talk about how you can increase their sales, get more leads, network, and all of that. So the event has been all-encompassing. We're dealing with both sales and marketing and also sustainable practices in real estate. Yes, so it's all-encompassing.
Yeah, basically, it's first and foremost a networking event. It's also a learning event. It's also an opportunity that creates a platform for younger people to also know that they can strive to achieve some of their life goals, going through things in a kind of a Lego way, that they can dream valid dreams without having to overcompensate by going the wrong way. I think it's also an opportunity to inspire and also let a lot of upcoming people know that there are quite opportunities there out there for them to achieve some of their life's goals.
So could you briefly tell us about real estate and what makes it unique from other investments?
It's not just about the uniqueness of it, but it has to do with the totality and how it is, everything connects to everything. It has to do with how shelter, when you look at that, when you look at the Maslow's pyramid, you will find out that shelter is a very basic stuff for a human existence. So, and without shelter, there are so many things you won't be able to achieve in your life, which makes it quite unique that first and foremost, every human being aspires to have a roof over his head. And before you go on to achieve any other thing in in your life, that is a basic. And because it's a basic, it is so interlinked. It is so linked to every other thing you do. And every business or every sector of the economy that is connected to it has a way of also being something that everyone is interested in, because it's a very massive market.
Okay, for events like this, I'm a strong believer that meetings make men. So whenever I see realtors attend events like this, I don't see it as casual. I see it as a point where they're able to make a decision that can change the entire trajectory of their lives. So I'm seeing this as a very impactful event, because events like this was what changed my own life. So I'm hoping that more events like this can actually come up so we can have more trained realtors in the field.
What can you tell us about real estate?
Okay, real estate, of course, is a wealth building system. You build wealth through real estate, and I would advise everybody who is earning to invest in real estate, because that is what is going to change your life. Making money is not enough. Investing money is what actually changes your life. Keeping money in the bank is not enough. When you get money, save it and put it in real estate. That is what is going to give you great return on investment in the next few years.
What makes real estate different from other investments?
Okay, for other investments, right, you cannot measure, you cannot really say you lost it or you have it back, but real estate is a guarantee. It cannot be lost or stolen. It's always there. The only thing is that you have to do it right. The moment you do real estate right, you're going to get a lot of benefit from it. That is one thing I know for sure.
One more question. What do you think advise young Nigerians who are still pessimistic, or should I say ambivalent, whether to invest in real estate business? What can you tell them?
Okay, I actually think that Nigerians want to invest in real estate. The only issue is the fear. I don't think any sane Nigeria will not want to invest in real estate.
A Majescity team member reflected on his key takeaway: the importance of rejecting procrastination and seizing opportunities as they arise.
Though I learned from the landlady, about some. She made mention of recycling. There are some business ideas that you have to work on. Any idea that you have in business, like any idea that comes to your mind, just work on it. You understand? Any business idea that comes to your mind, just work on it. Yeah. So because if we, just like she said, there are plenty things around us that need human ideas. But it's for who have the idea, who can implement it. You understand?
And also a business partner. So obviously I got to know about it through our friendship.
What can you tell us about real estate?
Okay, real estate is real estate, and it's something that personally I have found out that is beyond being a tool to preserve wealth. Is a means to reach out to a lot of people in various forms, like an ecosystem to reach out to different kind of people.
Alright, it's not who to the Okuchukwu Okonkwo is my man, is my boss. You understand? I've known him all the way back since when I entered Unizik. We've been working together, and Erotrata as well. So it's like a family stuff. It's not about telling, it's a family planning. You understand?
The exploration of real estate opened the students' eyes to a world of untapped opportunities and the multifaceted nature of property investment and management. The event was not just a lesson in financial literacy, but a gateway to understanding the impact of real estate on communities and economies. Through inspiring discussions and practical insights, the students left empowered, equipped with knowledge, and could shape their futures in remarkable ways. A truly transformative experience that sparked curiosity and ambition in equal measure.